The McCarty family farms originated in Pennsylvania in the early 1900s. Our great-grandfather started milking 10 cows in the picturesque Red Bank barn in Pennsylvania.
Our grandfather in the 40s, Harold McCarty, took that dairy over and expanded the farm to include about 35 cows. After my father got out of college, he had a desire to come back to the dairy, and eventually he and my mom bought some ground about a mile up the road from the farm that he was born and raised on and built the farm that my brothers and I were born and raised on. In the early 1990s, our parents began to look for opportunities to grow that would allow my brothers and I to come back to the farm.
My dad firmly believed that we needed to look outside of Pennsylvania. It was kind of a multi-year search, but eventually we decided that we wanted to relocate to Northwest Kansas. In the spring of 2000, we opened Rexford Dairy, the original McCarty Dairy. We started with one freestall barn and about 200 cows. And over the course of several years, we eventually grew the number there to about 1,500 milking cows.
In 2010, we had our first conversation with Danone North America. In 2012, we actually doubled our dairy herd from 3,500 cows to 7,000, and we built a milk processing plant on site at Rexford to begin supplying them milk.
Since our time here in Kansas, we've steadily grown the farm to include 4 farms here in the west, heifer ranch in southwest Nebraska, 3 dairies here in Kansas, as well as a partnership farm in west central Ohio.
A lot of the concepts and a lot of the technology we put to use in Ohio is what we adapted here and put into play in the facility that you see here on site.
Today here in the West, we milk about 15,000 wet cows, with another additional 4,000 milking cows in Ohio. Total herd size would be about 35,000 total head, including young stock and dry cows, and we farm about 6,000 acres. All said, there's about 200 total individual team members that we go to work with every day.
My oldest brother, Mike, handles the Bird City Dairy operation and also assists in buying all the feed for the operation. My brother, Clay, handles the operations here at our main farm, as well as our large farming operation that we have here in Rexford. My brother, Ken, handles all of the environmental practices and regenerative ag practices that we participate in. I'm the CFO of the operation and handle all of the budgeting and interaction with Dan from that perspective.
We're 4th generation. The more we're in this business, the more that we evolve, the more we appreciate what our grandfather did to get us to this point. As we move forward and try to continue the 5th generation, they have to have a greater appreciation for what it was and for what it is now.
But it's great to see the kids excited about the operation. You know, it gives you hope that maybe someday they are going to want to come back. We need young minds, we need young talent, we need people that are interested in the technology. We're moving in a different direction than we were 20 years ago. We put the Dairy Learning Center in. It started out as an idea in Ohio at the MVP Dairy. We felt it was very important to be able to explain to people how we interact with the environment, how we utilize and conserve water, what crops it takes to make the operation work day to day, what is our local economic impact. We wanted to be telling that story versus someone telling that story for us.
So, you know, Judy McCarty was our mom. You know, we always like to say that our mom was the original tour guide. We felt it was a befitting legacy to name what we hope is a pretty amazing experience for visitors to our farms after her. Our hope is to carry her passion and her legacy forward, and that this is just one small way that we've tried to do that.